So today I will be showing you the recipe for almond butter banana bread from Claire Saffitz Dessert Person. This is a super simple recipe. I think she categorizes it as easy. I agree with that. Whenever you have some brown bananas on your counter, I feel like this is a great option. The almond butter topping is great, and then you can always add in the different add-ins you like to customize it. So I hope you enjoy. Of course, the first step is to prep our pan. So we're actually using coconut oil for the fat in this recipe, both in the bread and on the pan and on the topping. So line your pan, put some parchment paper in, add some more coconut oil, and then you're ready to go. The almond butter topping is really what differentiates this recipe. So we have some coconut oil that we're gonna melt until it's liquid. Then you're gonna add in some almond butter and some granulated sugar. Whisk that together, and then we're gonna come back to that later. So set it aside, and we're gonna put it on top of the bread at the end to give it a nice crunchy topping. Now we're gonna mix together our dry ingredients, and I am totally sold on only measuring them by weight from now on. It's just so much more accurate than cups and tablespoons. So that's what I'm doing here. We're mixing together flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and ground cardamom. You can also use cinnamon. I was trying to stay true to the recipe, but honestly, I think I prefer cinnamon, so in the future I'll do that. So whisk it all together and set it aside. Now we're gonna move to our stand mixer. So you're gonna crack 2 cold eggs and you're gonna beat those together and make sure they're nice and incorporated, and then you'll add in the rest of your granulated sugar. So this is really just a process of adding one thing at a time and then mixing together. So the next thing is the rest of your melted coconut oil. So add that in. Again, that's the fat for this recipe. And then we're gonna add in our bananas. You wanna have 2 mashed bananas, and you wanna make sure that they're really brown. Too brown to eat otherwise. This is sort of a recipe that you pull out when you have forgotten that you had bananas on your counter and they're too far gone. So mash those separately and then toss them into your stand mixer. Add in 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt, your almond butter, and then your vanilla extract. I always measure vanilla extract by heart. I've never had a recipe where I felt like I added too much, so just toss as much in there as you want. Mix that all together, and then once it's incorporated, you'll go back and grab those dry ingredients that we mixed together before and add those in. So once that's all mixed together, we are ready to go. So you're gonna put this batter into the prepared baking dish that we made at the beginning of the video. So just toss it in there, smooth it out so that it's in one even layer, and then you're gonna go back and grab that almond butter topping that we made for our very first step. So you're gonna add this in dollops on top of the banana bread, and you can see here in the end, I didn't really have dollops. I sort of covered the whole thing. I wish I had concentrated it more in specific areas. The swirl ended up looking fine. This is just me being picky, but it's easier to swirl and get the differentiation of colors if it's not completely covered in almond butter. But again, it turned out totally fine. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. This actually takes a while to bake. It's gonna be about an hour and 10 minutes, but this is the final product. So you can see the swirl isn't super defined, but it was nice and crunchy across the entire top, which was really delicious. All right, everybody, so I hope you enjoyed that. I really like this recipe. Banana bread is not my favorite. I really like zucchini bread. Maybe I should bake zucchini bread sometime soon. Banana bread is always fine. I feel like what sets this apart is the almond butter on top. I really enjoyed that. So I think going forward, I might combine a couple different recipes. I think I would add some chocolate chips inside or some chopped chocolate. I think that would be great. Maybe adding more nuts inside, but definitely keeping the almond butter swirl. I also love peanut butter, maybe more than almond butter. So I think I would also try that, adding some chocolate chips and then a peanut butter swirl on top. I feel like I would love. So This recipe itself, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Nothing against it. It's good. It's banana bread. But I think the technique of the swirl on top is something that I'm gonna steal and you just use on what other recipes that I make. So I definitely recommend you give it a try, especially if you like almond butter. I liked the difference in texture between the cake and the topping. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you try out the recipe, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Take care. Bye.